Class, today's video is a two-parter, and part one is getting an understanding as to why people think the way they do about others. It should be simple enough, and with this election now coming and going, and all the reactions, some we've laughed at, some we've questioned, I think now we're starting to get to that phase where we're still not really getting anywhere in terms of conversation unless it comes from me. And if you like that, subscribe. Also, because I'm wearing a pink hat, and men always wear pink. But I saw this comment and it led my mind to start a wondering. About 90%, if not more, of you red hat followers need to be honest with yourselves and acknowledge that whitehood you all own or were raised to own because of your Sikh family history. You are a racist. And if you're a person, this "your" is not spelled correctly, and if you're a person of color, you need to stop hating yourself and find your roots because you are lost and your assimilation is showing and you are embarrassing the rest of us who have educated ourselves on the real American's history with all its bloodshed and slaughter for black and brown people. The red hat is the new white hoods of the KKK, and I want to be wrong, but when people show you who they are, you have to believe them. Now, I will say America has a history that some people like to ignore, but unfortunately, there's a lot of bad in American history. You can say that, oh, it was just this, oh, it was just that, but it's American history, whether you like it or not. And unfortunately, we're creatures of habit, and if we don't learn from history, we are doomed to repeat it. And I don't think anyone wants to repeat any form of bad history. I think people want to learn from it, and I really think the only way we could learn from it is to understand it and then walk away from it thinking, wow, I don't want to put people in chains. I don't want to use slurs. I don't want to enact laws that will infringe upon people's rights because that's bad. And that's a part of history that's bad. And I don't want to be a part of that history. Oh my God, so shocking that I thought of it in about 5 seconds. And I could sit here and bore you with the usual rhetoric of course, you shouldn't be looking at everyone in such a negative way, but there are reasons for people to view others in a negative light because they see these random moments in time and they think, oh my God, not enough people are calling this out. Not enough people are saying anything about it. Not enough people are speaking against it. So they all must enjoy it. And what you could say about one side, you could easily say about the other because we know no side is completely clean. They both smell like shit and they both try to point to the other side and say that side's the one that took the shit. But when we have these conversations, especially about our Trump supporters who just so happen to be black, I'm certain a few of them have all these grand stories about how at one moment they were a Democrat and now they're on the Republican side. And for some of them, they have this weird idea. Let me say it again. For some of them, let me say it one more time because I know there's going to be at least two people who try me. So let me say it one more time. Some people who go about this context of thinking, now that I'm on this side, nothing will ever harm me again, which leads me to part two of this video, understanding that no matter where you go, people are going to hate you, and there are going to be people who are on your side that don't like you either. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what you agree about, they're going to not like you. And I quote, Flores, the same person who wrote the last message, says, "Prove me wrong and show me you're not like that." Flores said that the disagreements about policy and political ideology is a part of politics. Hateful speech should not be. If you're offended by what I posted again, prove me wrong and show me you're not like that. Flores is not done when it comes to expressing herself on social media. Blase, blase, blase. I just want the red hat Trump supporters to prove us wrong. They love the First Amendment right when they are using it. I appreciate everyone who has reached out. Election day, blah, 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 blah. And listen, I don't think it's difficult to just be like, hey, I support the guy. Everything I support is not really tied to him. I view the world in a certain way. I don't really want to infringe upon people's rights. I don't want to use slurs. I don't want to see people on plantations. And I don't think it's that hard for anybody to do. It's essentially what I've been saying for at least 5 years now. If you don't want to be perceived as racist, all you got to do is look at that thing that's obviously bad, say that's bad, say you don't want to do that thing, and then never do that thing until you die. And of course, the caveat is there are going to be stupid people out there who will look at you and say you're racist or you're bigoted just because they feel bad or you offended them by saying something that has a little bit of logic to it. And those people, you're never really going to convince them of anything. Ignore them and go find the people who are actually rational. But All of this proving wrong and talking about how people will agree but still hate you in the long run is why I'm about to show you this.
MAGA family, I was on TikTok Live, and a fellow Trump supporter said that all he needed was my vote. I'll never be part of the MAGA family, and that I'm black, I'll never be accepted, but he just got my vote. Nah, that's crazy. Like, I love MAGA Nation, I love the MAGA family, and that breaks my heart that someone would speak to me like that right after the election, that all I was a vote? Nah, I love all you guys, and I know most of you MAGA family members are not racist, and I love you guys, and I'll keep repping MAGA Nation, Trump 2024, but that really broke my heart that some guy would say that. Extremely heartbroken.
Honestly, I thought it was a skit. I thought it was just somebody trying to get some TikTok clout from some rage bait. But go through his entire account. See, he's a Trump supporter. He goes out there and supports Trump. And you know, good for him. No shame in that. But buddy, you got to understand something. Everybody don't like you now. Everybody's not on your side. Yes, there are going to be some Trump supporters who see that and say, oh, we're all not like that. We're all not like that. And you shouldn't be thinking that everyone's like that. And you know what? They're right. They're just Trump supporters who just voted for Trump because they want America back in their own eyes. And in 4 years, maybe they'll get it back. Or in 4 years, they're going to have to come to grips to say politicians are all lying and they're just doing their job and giving you lip service in order for you to support them 24/7. But back to the main point, you can't sit here and think now that you've gotten your way politically in terms of the president, now everything's going to get back to normal. No, there are pieces of shit on all sides of your political ideologies. Even the side you are on right now, there's a couple pieces of shit there. And if you're not gonna realize that, if you think you're just perfectly fine sitting in an echo chamber, that's your burden to bear. It's not mine. All I could do is call out everything I see and have fun doing it, and on my merry way is where I will go. Because a lot of people like to call me a fence sitter. I'm not a fence sitter. I just casually look over here and say that right there, that's fucking stupid. And then I come over here and I see that over there and I say, that's fucking stupid. I look down and I see my long penis and I say, that's pretty fucking good. I look up there and I see the sun shining and I say, that's pretty fucking good. And I go about my day. It's these people who don't understand, one, that their side has problems, or two, they always want to cast opposition as the evil. That shouldn't be how this goes. You should actually be turning this on, turn your craniums on, and understand if you're going to go the route of saying everyone over there is nothing but racist, incel babies who want fascism and communism, congratulations. You're never really going to hear them out, and you're just going to have them already hating you more because you're throwing stones when you probably shouldn't be doing it. You need to actually start communicating. I know, I've been saying it for like a full week now. Communicating is boring to a lot of people, especially online, because it's easier to say, everybody's a racist. It's easy to do that. It's hard to actually understand and know about people. Do I think everyone should be getting on their knees proving that they're not going to infringe upon rights? No, it's something where time will be the ultimate factor. Time will tell if this was a good idea or a bad idea, and we shall see. But all this demonizing will just make everybody who already hates each other hate each other even fucking more, and it'll do nothing but just muddy the waters. I think, and this will be controversial, I don't usually give controversial hot takes, but here I go. Are you ready? Just start listening and understanding people. That's all you really got to do. In the grand scheme of it all, that's all any of us really need to do. That way we can know about how people feel, how they think, how they operate, and maybe they'll change their mind with a little bit of knowledge and introspective, or they'll dig their heels and they'll stay the same. But now I bid you all adieu. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Mwah. Goodbye. I love this hat.